Hello, stampers and crafters. This is Kivonne from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. Thank you so much for joining me today because you know what today is. It is Throw the Dice Thursday. So excited to play with you today. So here was I forgot a few. Here was our dice for last time. And I kind of went a little bit rogue on this. Sorry about that. It needed to be clean and simple. A congrats, a layered, a black and white, and add some ribbon or twine. So I kind of changed this just a little. I have more bling on it than anything. I did go black and white. I did a few layering. I feel like I went clean and simple. I am not a very good clean and simple. And I've had some deaths lately that instead of doing congrats, I went with sympathy. So that's kind of where I'm at. This was the card that I created, and it really wasn't my creation. It was Judy Garza, her creation, and I thank you very much, Judy, for helping me with this. I created a bunch of these cards and sent them out to some friends, and I just really, really appreciate that. So I love the fact that we are able to create cards, we put them online, and then we allow others to take their creations and you can either add to them or you can do whatever you need to do to make it yours. So that's exactly what I did today. Now, I have lost this stamp set. So I may not have it in my stamp set today. I really liked it because it looked like it was a leaf. But let me tell you what we are using today for creating this card. And maybe someplace, somewhere, it will, yes, it did. It will show up. I'm so excited. Yes, I thought it was stuck on the back of something. So in the description, I will add more. So this little leaf down below came for color and contour. So it's a small little leaf here. Also, it used to be a bundle, but now they're separate. This is Scalloped Contours, and I just used the scallop part up above. I have Peaceful Moments, and that's where I used the With Deepest Sympathy. And then with my Meadow dies, I used just a couple of those dies that I think, let me see. It is one of these. I thought about adding a butterfly, but then I thought, there are times that I get a little gaudy. I add just a little bit too much to the card. So I decided that I'd wait. So these are the two dies that we are going to use. All right. So that's what we have outside of our rhinestones. So we'll use our basic rhinestones. And I have some Winka Stella. Winka Stella, I poured it. I took off the top. And this one doesn't have it. I took off the top, took off this black part, and then I put drops inside the sprayer. And then I added alcohol. And that's all I did. And so we will spray this. We'll shake it up. And I don't know. Yeah, you can see some of the shine on this. So that's exactly what I did, is that I add a little bit of shine. All right. I use Memento black ink as my ink. One of the things that you will find is that sometimes the glue is all over the place. Stampin' Up sells this fine tip glue, and I'm really not about wasting things, but This glue did not work that well for me, but it has this beautiful little top that you can use, and it just gives a fine line when it comes to gluing things down. So I took my mono glue and I poured it into my fine tip glue. So that's how I did that. And then it works perfectly and it really sticks and it's well worth your money. So let's go ahead. I think that's all I have. We're going to go. Oh, no, it's not. We have to talk about what did we use? I used basic white, 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. And then I brought out my bone folder and I gave it a good crease. So that's what I did with that. Then I used a piece of black, and the black paper is 4 by 5 1/4. I die cut before I even got here. So it's about 1/2 inch on the side. This piece of paper is 4 by 5. So I just die cut about 1/2 inch with the scallop. But otherwise, that's what we're looking at. And then I have a piece of scratch paper, which I just did. It's a little bit bigger. It's probably close to 4 by maybe 5.5, 5 3/4. All right, so that's what the scratch piece is. And then this is what the card looks like. Let me see if I can get this all on. There you go. So you can at least see everything. All right. So please feel free just to take a screenshot of this. And I'll go over the measurements as we move on. Okay. So first thing, you can see that I already did the deepest sympathy. Well, to tell you a little story, I had to do it 3 or 4 times because black and me, I get black all over the place whenever I'm using black. And I had it on my hands and I had it on my cardstock. And it's just best if I take it right now and just stamp some other place so then you can't always see it. So we're going to start with and I am going to stamp with you right now. So we're going to start with our piece of Whisper White. I lie. Basic white. And again, it is 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. And oh, I already did that on the inside. Good for me. You can see where all my little black is. If you make a mistake, then you just put it in this way and hopefully you get the black enough in the corner that you can try stamping again on the inside of this. So yes, I have learned lots of tricks as I start using black, and most of them are keep your hands out of the black. So that's what we have. I put Thinking of You inside, and again, both of those comes the Thinking of You, all my sentiments I used from Peaceful Moments. All right. The little leaf I used again from the Color and Contour. What a great set that is. I am going to now, as I'm being very random, I am going to attach my black on my basic white. Okay. So then we have our black that is here. Again, grabbing the corner so you can see exactly where the evenness is of the card. So you're at about 1/8 inch. All right, this is what this is all about. I brought in this, and this just fits right now right into this spot, and that's where I did the die cut. So you can see. Ran it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So again, this runs 4 by 5. All right, so it really becomes probably about 3.5 by 5. And again, all I'm going to do is put it on the black. And I didn't think about any type of ribbon or anything. I love getting just a little bit gaudy with this whole thing. So there you go. That's about as even as we're going to be. And yes, you will get to see me stamp my leaf. Okay, I'm hoping that will work out. Otherwise, this is going to be a great prototype for me. So we are going to bring in our Tombo glue, and we are also going to use our silicone pads. We're going to bring back in our die cuts. We're just going to turn them over, and then we are going to add just a little bit of glue. And you can see that the fine tip just gives you a little glue. You can put it in places that you want, and as you can see, the silicone then will soak up the glue. And you don't have to have a lot of this glue on. Again, I'm just going to kind of dot it all the way down. And again, this is the thing that takes the longest. And I'm just adding some. And when it starts to turn clear, a lot of times that is when it is the stickiest, with a lack of a better word. And that will help you just lay your cardstock down. So on this one, it's going to go right underneath our sympathy. And I'm just going to turn it a little bit on the sideways, give it a focal point of pointing up towards with the deepest sympathy. And then I'm just going to start with the second piece. Again, just add little dots. Feels like you have to squeeze quite a bit just to get a little bit of this out. But again, remember, it's going through a small tube to get out. All right, and as you can see, you can't see a lot of where I did the stamping. It is just kind of giving like a little bit of a watermark, and that's exactly what you want with this glue. So then it will look like it is I want to push that down just a little bit. There we go. I want to kind of give them their own little identities so you can see. Now you see right here this long stem. That's where I'm going to put the flower almost coming out at. Woo! I don't do a lot of this, so I am hoping that this goes well. And I'm so glad. I already got ink on my nails. Oh my goodness. All right, so here we go. Straight down, straight up. Whoa! The crowd goes wild because she got it in the right place. Yes, yes, yes. I can't tell you guys how often that does not happen. So now I'm going to take my pick tool, and I am using my Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I am going to work between the smaller and the medium. So that's all. I'm just going to put 5 on because it's your mind, your eyes really wander well, and you get a chance to see the full focal point when you use odd numbers. So I'm just taking the sticky part of my, take your pick tool, and on the other end, it does have like a, what do I want to say? Um, Tool that you like flip eggs with. So it's a very flat surface. If you unlock it, turn it the other direction, it becomes a pokey tool. All right, so it's really fabulous to have. And as you can see, my little glue, when you want just a little more glue, all you do is turn and it just comes out just a little. All right, so that's all we're doing with this. I'm using kind of like the medium type ones, smaller to medium. And now just putting them down on the other side of the flowers. So that just gives you a real nice focal area where you look. Hopefully you have your flower pointing up towards where your, with deepest sympathy is. Then you also get it traveling down to take a look at your leaves. So that's what we are taking a look at. So now we have one more thing to do. As soon as I have a stray rhinestone that is run amok over here. All right, so now what we're going to do is that we are going to take our Wink of Stella, and if I let it settle, you would see it at the bottom. We're just going to shake it up. All right, we are going to bring in some scrap paper, and all we're going to do is give it some spray. Oh, you can see on my scrap paper. Can you see the shiny? Oh, I don't think you can, but I got shiny stuff down there. I've sprayed on this a couple of times. And because it is alcohol based, it dries pretty fast. So I gave it about 5 squirts. And as it dries, you can start to see the sparkle. Can you see it? Yeah! So I just decided, because I am a little bit like a sparkle girl, I need to get a little, I had to add just a little bit, and I just think it shines. And it's a beautiful sympathy card for someone. All right, so without further ado, we have to roll the dice again for 2 weeks. So excited. I enjoy doing this. And please, please, please enjoy yourself. And thank you very much for stopping by. And if you would like to subscribe, please subscribe at the bottom below, the button below. And you'll find out that I do my throw the dice on Thursdays at noon. That's what I like to, unless I'm doing something else. But right now we are going to, we're going to do congrats again. All right, so this is what we're doing next time. We're going to do a congrats again. We're going to do some coloring. And I'll try to bring in some chalk. Chalk may be really good to do. We've got some die cuts. We have neutral colors, which is all our blacks, our whites. Love them. Then we can add DSP foil, etc. So this is what we have coming up in 2 weeks. So excited. You know, the reason that I do these is because it really makes me think about my stamping. I have done this for quite a while. I'm still not proficient at it. I love it. But this just gives me a challenge that I haven't had in a long time. So trying to figure out what all this looks like. I do some research, but I also kind of sit with it and um, see if there's any ideas that come crashing to my mind. So that's what we're going to do with this. So here you go, guys. This again is Kivonne from KT Stamps, which is my website. If you guys would like to go to my YouTube channel, or excuse me, my Facebook, and it's facebook.com/ I think it's Cards for You. Please join me there. And at that time, in the comment section, you can add your take on Throw the Dice Thursdays in the comment section. So please, I love other people to do this with me. It's so much fun. But again, I love creating cards for you. So thank you so much. Have a great day. And I will see you in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.